Okay guys, so today I'm going to be installing this dash camera. It got some pretty good reviews on Amazon. Actually there's a lot of reviews and I think it's like a 4.5 star or something like that. So it seems pretty good to me. I think this also has the ability to add a rear facing camera and a GPS. I don't need a GPS, I have it on my phone, it comes with the car. But a rear-facing camera might be a pretty good idea in the future if I wanted to go that way. But today we're going to be hardwiring this in, and let's get into this box. Okay, so the packaging is actually pretty nice. I did open this, I was going to install it, but I had to get some parts to do a hardwire. So got some stuff here. So it does come with the USB to plug into your computer or whatever to download data. Here's the actual camera itself. It goes in your windshield like this, but it's a pretty decent sized screen. You got your camera there. GPS you plug in right there. I think that is for the rear facing camera if you have that. And then power goes there. And then obviously you'll have your mount onto the windshield. I have a couple of your wire clips. I do like that it comes with 2 mounts. That way I can switch it between cars if I wanted to pretty easily. And it comes with the 3M adhesive for your mounts. Now with this camera, you do not have to hardwire it. I just like to have it hardwired. That way I don't have to remember to plug it in, turn it on, have cords going all over the place. As soon as I turn the car on, it's on. This also does have the ability to do the parking monitor, so it always has power going to it. If it detects a hit or a bump or whatever, it starts recording at that point. It does have an overprotection to where if your battery gets down to I think 11.6 volts, the camera will turn off, so you should have enough voltage to still start your car. But it does have a really long cord for you. Okay, so here is the hardwire kit. With this, I just opened up this side panel and you can see fuses here. Now if you look on here, and this may be specific to Cadillac Escalade, it's probably the same on Tahoe, Yukon, Suburban. But if you look at these, they have this is like a 3-prong fuse. If you look, that's a 3-prong fuse. Not going to work with the kit that I got. And these other ones, these are the micro 2. I just call them micro, but they're the micro fuses. So they're a bit smaller than your normal bladed fuse. So give me just a second. Alright, so these are your typical fuses that come with the hardwire kit. Just cut them off. I bought this out of circuit kit. These are for the micro 2 fuses, so had to basically convert it. Alright, and you can see these are a 15 amp fuse that came with the hardwire kit. What came with it is a 20 amp, so I'm not going to use those. I'm going to go back down to 15 because, well, safety and stuff. So it comes like this. So from here, you just cut off your wire, you strip it, you put the plug in and crimp it, and you're good to go. I did more of a long term. I did solder it, and then I used some shrink wrap tubing. Since this is a yellow wire, I put a yellow shrink wrap tubing on there. So just kind of fortunate that that worked out that way. And with the red, it's red. As far as the black, really nothing I need to do to that. Okay, so next on the to-do list, and remember, you guys most likely are not going to have to deal with this. I don't know if I want to take it out or leave it just yet. But anyways, next thing we need to do is, it even says on these wires, it says always powered, and then this one should be switch power, on off with car, and obviously your ground. So what we gotta do, we gotta find out which circuit is always on and which circuit is only on with the vehicle on. So basically, you can see the car is off, and you just go through, set your meter to DC volts. That's where it is with this one. And you'll just start touching these little metal pieces, and as you can see, that one has power. Here's the problem, that's on only a 10 amp circuit, so we need to jump at least to a 15. This is 15, this is 15. Now, do this one, and we got power. Let's do this next one, and no power. Now, go to the other side just to make sure, because that could be, you could have accidentally found a blown fuse, and we still have nothing. So okay. So as of right now, this one is not on. So let's go ahead and turn the car on, and we'll touch the same one with the car running. And we got voltage. It also shows our alternators working. Give me a second, let me plug these in, and then I'm also going to, I don't know how well you can see that, but from the other install of the other person, they have a ground right there, so I'm just going to tap into that for that ground, so that'll work out pretty good. Alright, I'll get this wired in and get right back with you. Okay, something else that's really important that I almost forgot to mention is the orientation of this has to be in correctly. So we have power from the car, goes through here, up through here, into the circuit, and then if there's an issue or whatever, the circuit will blow, not allowing current to come through here. So it's like a kind of like a on-off switch, I guess, that you have to replace. So if power comes from here around to here, we don't want to flip it this way, because power will come from here, go out to there. That makes sense? So we have to make sure we put this in the right way. And the way I did that was I just added a little piece of wire stuck to the multimeter. You see I'm getting power on this side, and if I move it to the next side, there is some power that's probably just residual power from a computer, I don't know, whatever circuit this is. But you can definitely tell that the other side is where it gets the power, goes through the fuse, and then distributes it to the other circuit. So we got to make sure we put that in the right way. Okay, I'll get back with you. Okay, so I decided to take all of that stuff out. I just cut the wires and kind of stuffed it back in there, because there is a one wire that comes down here and goes to the back. Not really sure what that goes to, but it is what it is. This does have a fuse. It does have this type of fuse that's in there. I just took the fuse out of it, so there's no power getting to it, so no chance of it grounding out or anything. So that wire is completely dead. But if I ever decide to put this back on or whatever, it's just soldering one wire together. Okay. Now I do want to show an issue, because they had the wire running up through here, the pillar, and then it comes over through there. This is kind of a dangerous issue. So they have this wire on the outside of this airbag. Do not wire it that way. You want to go back behind. See where all that wire is? You want to follow that. Because if this airbag ever blows out, it's gonna do some damage. But all right, give me a second. These just have some clips that's in there, and then I'll wire this up through here, and then you can see how they did that, and then it just kind of stuffs in through here, and we'll get this all wired up to over there somewhere. All right, give me a second, I'll get right back with you. Okay, oh crap. Dang, all YouTube. Okay, so I have all these wires loosely put in here. You can see I have zip ties. This is so I can pull the slack out. Obviously I don't want a lot of slack here, so I'll finish pulling this up. Oops. I'll finish pulling this up through here, and it just tucks behind the headliner. I don't know if you can see it or not, but anyways. So we'll pull this cord tight, bring it down here. We'll pull all the zip ties all the way down, and then, sorry it was getting hot. And then we'll just bunch up these and zip tie this together and kind of stuff it in the back. I did find a 15 amp, but I only had a 10 amp, so that'll be fine. It's better to go lower than higher until I can get a 15 amp, but we'll go from there. Now, something you may want to be careful of is you need to access your you need to be able to access your SD card, take it in and out. Obviously your power button and these buttons and all that. On this one, the power cord goes in this side, so basically if I had this on this side over here, I'd have to kick it out even more to be able to get to the SD card and power button and all that stuff. I mean, worst case scenario, you can just take it off like that. So it's not the end of the world, but it does make it a little bit easier. Make sure you clean your window before you put that on. And yeah, that's about it. Put your cover back on, and then this did have this thing, and you gotta push this clip down, and then it'll slide out. It's kind of difficult to do, but and it goes into this clip here. You have to wedge your hand up in there and push that down and push it out. But and again, the rag was to clean the windshield, make sure that there's no debris or anything like that, so you get good adhesion. Hang on a second, let me button everything up and tighten up all these cords. And if you know me, you know I love my zip ties. You gotta have a zip tie tool too, so that tightens them all up and it clips them off really short. So good tool to have. But I did zip tie this in several places, way down here, 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 and then right here at the corner. Okay, I don't remember if I showed which one I used, but I used this one down here and this one up here. So that's the one just above that always on. It is a switched 15 amp fuse, and that one was always on. So I couldn't butt them up next to each other. You can see that this covers up at least 2 other circuits, so I couldn't butt them up next to each other. So I just used this one, which is always on, and this one up here, which is a switched 15 amp. And that one's a 15 amp as well. So I did put it in some wire loom, and I think with this, I'm just going to stick this right here, and maybe zip. And that makes for a nice clean install. You can see no wires. It's all back behind there, and it's actually safely behind there and not in front of that that airbag. It's wire loom, or it's zip tied to the wire loom that's back there, tucked up behind here, all the way over to right there. So the glare's pretty bad, but it does have a pretty good picture on it, and I still have the protective cover on the actual lens itself, which I got to pull off. But again, that makes for a clean install. You don't ever have to remember to plug it in, unplug it, or whatever. So yeah, hope that helps somebody out. Y'all comment, rate. If you got any questions, I'll do my best to help you, and we'll talk to you later. See ya. And it comes with the 3M adhesive for your mounts. And not quite sure what the little circles are, but we'll figure it out later. Circles going there. Stupid. Tricked me.